Eric body beats, it's a vibe.
All right. Caresnone Beto Podcast. My name is Chris. I am with my co-host, Eric Fisher. What's up, man?
What's up, baby?
Man.
How you doing?
First of all, I'm glad you got here safely with that motherfucking snow. I know you said you did a little public transportation.
Rain, sleet, or snow, public.
But you still had to get into an Uber for a little bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 5 minutes. Like, that was literally from the train to your house. 5 minutes.
So maybe, has it stopped? Has it stopped snowing?
No, it's going to trickle a little bit. It might stick.
Because I feel like right in the beginning is when it can be kind of scary.
No, I disagree.
What you think?
It's after the snow. It's the ice.
You're right.
That black ice shit.
That black ice is vicious too.
That's the part
but that's slick because people ain't. See, here's what. First of all, you might not be. You ain't wrong with that black slick. The ice, black ice is legit. I can't even.
That shit is real.
That shit
why
is
that
very
shit gotta be black first?
Yeah, and it's Black History Month. That's fucked up. Everything's fucked up.
Yeah, that shit is not even a color. That shit is.
It's just like clear.
Why gotta be black?
Maybe because it's on like black pavement.
Don't give me that. Go give me.
Isn't that what it means?
You know,
it's just
Chris, we can get into it.
Let's get into it. What would you think? What do you think they mean by it?
Okay, just think of everything that's black.
It's all of the fucked up shit.
I'm just saying.
Like the black market?
The ice is not even black, though.
It literally is.
So why you gotta call it black ice?
That is kind of fucked up. I never thought about that.
I can see if it was maybe black.
At least if it was actually black.
Right. The Black Death.
The black market. That's fucked. The black market's fucked
black
up.
Cats, nigga?
You get all the good shit from the black market, though.
Hey, literally, you know.
All the good shit. Wait, what else is But then they call the White House.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just
the
saying.
most noble home.
I'm just.
No. All right. Fuck it. Let's get serious though. I wonder how embedded that shit is, and just
it is super embedded, bro.
It's probably more embedded than we even know. Maybe.
Yeah, you got to go out and seek it. You got to go out and understand it. You got to realize it, open your eyes to it, be aware of it for sure.
And you have to be willing to understand that maybe your way that you thought wasn't the way it was. Like you have to be open-minded to a different history.
No. It's not a different history. It's the actual
history.
No,
my fault. A different history of what you know.
Right. I'm about to say it's the actual history.
No, it's the actual history.
It's just like opening your eyes to like what's really
like
out
systematic racism.
Exactly.
That's built into the fabric of like the rules, but it's not necessarily like people out here just hate you because you're black. That's not what it's about.
It's just so ingrained, you know.
To even our own people and shit, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we're just part of that shit. That's a crazy thought.
Yeah, it's a psychological thing. It's culture and psychology is so in tune with each other, man. And history, like it's hard to escape like a cultural feeling or a social feeling, I should say. You know what I mean? Because that shit is ingrained in you. Yeah. Not even just your parent, their parent, their parent.
Yeah,
their parent.
It's just like, the way it just go. Yeah,
all we are is a culmination of so many like hundreds of thousands of years of just human evolution and development and shit. You know what I'm saying? So all these thoughts are coming from some hundreds of years ago. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of putting it all together right now.
Now, do you think that the internet and especially social media, but not even the social media, just the internet in general, is making that come faster, making that moment come faster?
What moment?
The moment where all the different mindsets are starting to be open-minded to other mindsets and starting to
Connectivity is
the connectivity part. Yeah,
I think connectivity is the thing that it's the most important thing. We just kind of this round we'll get into is super important. It's about to be super interesting too because it's the first time we've ever really known each other.
Right, like, as everybody knows.
Yeah, like okay, I know everybody exists now. I'm not surprised by anything. So now we're catching up with this game because we're playing elitism. You know, with the past at least 500 years of this domination with European culture and whatnot. So it's like been a battle with that, but shit is kind of shifting globally. So it's an interesting time because everybody knows everybody and everybody's kind of evening out a little bit and power shifting and shit like that. So the world is interesting right now.
Well, what do you think about how many, let me ask you this. How many civilizations right now that we don't even know about? Like how many tribes and shit that we never even seen that they don't even know that like the rest of the world do you think the world is that big?
Yeah, I mean,
so are there indigenous tribes right now that have zero idea about America? You think?
Oh yeah, zero idea about America. Yeah.
Or like, does anybody other than what they know? Because they never had no.
Could be. I mean, there's still. I mean, they say there's still people in the Amazon rainforest down in Brazil that are uncontacted and whatnot. So,
I would love to like. Do you think that we have contacted all of them, or like, do we know about all of them?
Probably not. I mean, everybody's not about this, man. This is very abnormal to life we live. By the way.
That's what I'm saying. Compared to the world.
So compared to the world,
we live too good.
This shit right here,
right,
super abnormal.
Oh yeah, hey,
4K.
Hey, how you like the 4K?
Hey, 4K.
Hey, can you tell them with the 4K? How
vicious your 4K? God damn, 4K.
Now here's the problem with 4K though. So like, how good would you say the quality is of that screen right now?
4K.
Okay, it's 4K quality. It's 4K quality. You know, they got like 8K and shit now. About 10K. They got, I swear to God, they do.
Go to 8K. We gonna be.
I don't think it'll be like it, but they can like simulate 8K and 10K. I've seen it. I've been crazy. I can't even like a video game. Could you imagine playing like 2K or Grand Theft Auto is the one that fucks me up. Because what's this? Okay, this is gonna get real crazy with the simulation, dude. So,
I knew it was gonna get.
Man, hold on, but it makes sense though. This is why it makes sense. So you see how quality that screen looks, right?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that the way technology is going, there will be a video game that can possibly look that good, if not better?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised it's not happened already.
Okay.
No, when I was back in like 2003, I was like, bro, by 2020 or something.
Yeah. So it's not there yet. So imagine if the technology keeps going that high at whatever percentage times however many years it takes. What's to say we are not part of that dope ass video game already?
I understand it.
No, I'm talking about not you. I'm talking about just the people in general.
Okay.
I'm trying to like the simulation theory. It totally makes sense to me.
I know.
Because we could play a game right now and I can tell you what it looked like in the 70s with the Pong. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. And then you can tell me right now, Grand Theft Auto is like kind of like you can do what we do in real life.
Right.
Now imagine a million years from now with technologies advanced a million years from now. Mm-hmm. We can't even fathom how real that shit could potentially be, especially with artificial intelligence as the one is going to start fixing itself. That's a crazy thought to me that artificial intelligence will eventually be everything. And I don't think niggas is talking about as far as like the job. Like a lot of jobs gonna get lost. A lot. Yeah.
But
I wonder what we gonna do about that. It might not affect our time while we're alive, but pretty soon the robot's gonna be able to do everything. Mm-hmm. They almost doing everything.
Isn't that kind of if you think about it though, isn't that kind of the goal?
Well, yeah, but as long as motherfuckers can still eat.
Right. But isn't the goal for us leisure?
Oh God, that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if the goal is leisure, shit, we develop technology for leisure purposes. Like we don't like I think we were talking about one episode before how technology is not just what we think of as technology.
It's technology. It starts
everything that's technology based that we create is for our leisure. It's to help us do something to make it easier. So, you know what I mean? It's just so many ways in which we are so fucking capable of making it easier for ourselves.
But people want, like, there's people that want to make money, though. And I think that there's always these people who want to make money, they're going to want to exploit the people that don't. And I feel like the fact that not everyone is that, like, this is the way it could be. People are like, no, this is the way it is. We're going to make this money and they're going to have to work for it. I don't see us ever getting to a place where everyone's just kind of kicking it.
Well, I mean, you think
I wish. I just don't see that
like
physically happening.
Look at, for example, like a grocery store now where the aisles are paid by itself or whatnot, where it's cut down, you know? Like those situations where, you know, that's just a small example of it happening. You know, you have less cashiers type of shit, you know? So, I think it's kind of a way in which it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of showing a way in which it's going to happen, I should say.
So let me try to break this question down. Do you think that we'll be at a time one day, probably past our time, that no one will have to work?
I hope so. I was thinking that.
I don't think that'll happen in our lifetime.
No, not in our lifetime. No.
Okay, so yeah,
not in our lifetime.
But I think, can it get to that?
All,
is that even? Do we even like?
What would we do? Okay, so this is my thing. I think the trajectory of where we're going, hopefully, and it's not guaranteed because humans we don't know what the fuck gonna happen.
Hey, because we out here to the mother.
We are out here as a whole. And I think like because like you said, technology is coming so much so that we are all able to connect with the world at any moment, and that shit is only gonna get more and more vicious. Right. You know what I mean? So with that, like we're gonna be more understanding, more social with each other. We have to connect and get along with each other a little bit more because we know each other now. You know what I mean? So there'll be like a global community type of thing. If this is all big hypothetical, you know what I mean? And then that would be like
it's gonna take a lot of like beating up old caveman monkey
that's
brain.
What I'm saying. Yeah.
So
but it takes. That's what I'm saying right now. That's what I'm saying right now. It's an elitism type of thing. Just think about this human history. Like we travel across the world and then we create our own different cultures to the point where we don't even know each other exists now. Now we think only white people exist, only this type of people exist, and only this type of people exist. And then Europeans, they do this whole trip around the world, and then they start the slavery movement and everything, and that goes around. So now, and then we develop that into like the 21st century, fast forward, and you get technology booming where you can see everybody. You know, so now it's like a grab. They had that, like I was saying earlier, that power. So now it's like a power grab. That's kind of where we are in this century, or these past couple centuries. It's going to be like a power grab of which ideas are going to be the ones to lead the movements and stuff like that. Because now we all know each other. It's no like, okay, I don't know you, so I'm going to take advantage of you. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was a different way then. Now it's like, okay, I know everybody exists. So you can't just come and I don't know who you are. And you can't give me diseases and wipe my whole nation out. I already know about you. Know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So going back to that first thing, do you think there's countries or there's groups of people that don't even know, like they could have diseases and shit that we don't even know about?
Yeah.
So like that to me, that's fucked up. Because I would think that the whole world has been.
Why?
I would think that the whole world has been like we can go to the moon. But we can't get every part of the world?
We can, but... No, we can. We definitely can.
So you're saying...
But if it's not resourceful, it doesn't matter to you.
Like, for instance, in the middle of a vicious Amazon forest?
If you're in the Amazon rainforest, which is getting demolished like a motherfucker, by the way.
Fucked up.
I used to live in Brazil, and shout out to the Amazon rainforest. I've never been, but I used to live in Rio. But that area is getting demolished a lot, deforested and whatnot. But... they say there are still
uncharted
territories in the Amazon rainforest. So,
and it's definitely like that in the ocean.
Oh yeah, they say we know more about like the moon than the ocean.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's still animals that we haven't discovered, and I think some animals
it could be all kind of crazy people type niggas down.
No, don't do that. Although,
but it could. You ain't never been down there. What you know?
Stop it. But when I was in college, I had this one of my friends. She was so convinced. She watched this documentary. It was about mermaids.
No, low key.
But no, low key. If you think about it, like historically speaking, and genetically speaking, and evolutionarily speaking, it could have happened.
100%.
It could have. If it just depends on how shit turned out with humans and shit. Like shit, there could have been people who were fishery people and kind of developed into that way.
Could have been.
But the documentary was so bootleg. Like the shit was obviously like a fish.
It was some nigga in his crib.
I was like, and she was so into it. She was like, "You gotta watch this." Oh my God.
You was like, "Baby, you'll get this weekend."
I watched it. I was like, "This is the
You watched the whole thing?
The whole thing. I was like, weak sauce.
You was probably trying to get his house.
I was.
Yeah, if you knew it was trash and you watched your thing, she might have been cute.
Though. I still watch it to this day off and on because
it was interesting still.
Like I said, I was an anthropology major, so I'm all about like human evolution anyway. So I like to.
So you weren't turned off from it.
It was a great because the documentary was about like what if it happened, but they were also trying to present it as if it's really actually true. So that kind of threw it off because they had like people like encounters, like with a UFO type of shit. Yeah. But I was like, get the fuck out of here! This shit is obviously fake because I saw they actually showed the fake parts to it. But the concept was like this shit can actually really happen. It just depends on how shit comes about with life, you know. And they show like, you know, just different actual 3D images or 3D video of how the evolution.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen or like those
because they would be just like whales because whales are mammals just like
right.
I mean? Their bodies would kind of develop more so into that, but they would have human forms and whatnot and.
I can see it.
Yeah,
especially millions and millions.
Yeah, just like we developed, they would develop, and it would just be a seafaring people.
I see it. Yeah, I'm sold on anything that sounds crazy. Nah, that ain't. That's the fucking. That's my brain talking.
I've thought about. Yeah,
I thought about this shit too. And, you know, going back to those shows, I love those shows where like it's like a space show or like a show where they'll tell you what America will be like in 100,000 years.
Yeah, like
and they'll say in 10,000 years you can expect this to happen, and then in 50,000 years, and I'll be like, damn, that shit crazy.
I like those too.
First of all, though, but let me talk about this. How the fuck do they know? Right? Because they say this is what's gonna happen in 50 years. How the fuck you know what's gonna happen in 50 years? What if some new shit don't come out in 50 years?
I don't think new shit is that.
No, it won't, because they said if civilization stopped, if everything stopped, right? Okay, never mind.
Okay.
It said the show was if people weren't on the earth.
Oh yeah, then what would the earth do? It was
okay, so I guess you can maybe figure that out.
Yeah, you can figure that out.
By going backwards to about how shit breaks, I guess. Because it would just be a matter of deterioration.
Yeah, just know how shit deteriorates and at what rate.
Yeah, but okay, even at what rate? Like 100 million years, like that.
Yeah.
I just said that's just crazy.
If you can do it for a time right now, then you can just multiply. You don't have to really think about it. It's just multiplication.
I'm just saying, well, how do you know what'll be a like? How do you know how bad it would be? If you know the
rate of when something is deteriorating right now, then you can multiply it. Like you don't have to actually know the number. Just put times 1,000, and you'll figure it out.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, but how would you be able to put that on camera? How do you know how bad it would be on camera and make a show?
That's the beauty of being
I
human.
know, that's so dope.
Though, you know,
but I'll be watching that shit though,
and
I'll
me
be
too.
like,
Me too.
damn, how do they know it might be that way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it makes sense. You'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
In 5,000 years, if people just stop existing
it's all
right
our
now,
minds, like all the shit that they bring to us. Even just think about this, like even the image of the earth or the image of the sun, we've never really actually seen it. But it's all the image. You go on Google right now and type in Earth, you're going to see an image of the earth, right? But we've never actually really seen it. We're just trusting that it looks like that.
Oh, see, that's my shit. People be thinking I'm crazy when I be saying that everything that you know is going based off of trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the shit that you think you might be woke to, where the shit that, anything that your thought is just, you have to trust that wherever you learned it from is legit.
Yeah.
That's what makes this life shit kind of interesting.
That's what makes it like, you gotta sit back and be like, okay, let me talk less and kind of look and shit and kind of see what's really going on. You know? Because people want you to kind of just be la-di-da-di-da.
Right, they kind of
take a step back and be like, okay, I see the real.
Because it just, at the end of the day, I have my beliefs, and I believe this is how things have worked the best for me. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm arrogant enough to be like, this is the only way that can pop off. You know, I really feel, I do believe that there's some variable where somebody's thing won't work and your way will, and vice versa. But there is definitely a way that I can think about. Hold on a second. That's the weed talking.
Yeah. Shout out to the weed talking.
Hey, shout out to the weed.
Shout out to the weed talking.
Hey, speaking of the weed, though. Oh, no. Hey, I have no idea what the fuck we talking about. What the fuck we talking about?
Hey, UFOs.
UFOs and some shit. Hey, but I do have to answer a circle back to an original point.
Okay.
From like 4 episodes ago. Somebody hit me up.
All right.
They was like, hey, you never told us, you never finished circling back about the making clear ice.
Okay.
It might not have been you. It might have been Matt.
Right, okay.
But so I have to explain.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
How to make a clear ice, which I'm really dope with. Look, you see that's clear, right?
Clear as it was.
All right, so this is what you do.
Shout out to Luxardo. Oh no, not Luxardo.
No, this is Filthy Brand.
Filthy Brand cherries. Okay.
But it's like a Luxardo style cherry. I think there's a name for them.
Shout out to Luxardo cherries.
But them cherries flame, ain't they?
Bro, I went to I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you.
No,
finish.
you good.
I'm gonna let you finish.
no, go ahead.
I took a couple years ago. I took my little sister to Wildin' Out. I think it was for her birthday or some shit.
It was in Chicago.
It was in Chicago, and Waka Flocka was like his surprise guest. This nigga was so turned. He jumped off the stage. We was in there shaking our dreads.
Man.
Oh man, I gotta show you the video.
I feel like he gets respect, but he ain't been hitting by 100 years.
Because he just turned.
But people fuck with him though.
Because he turned.
And I feel like he be trying to get his like.
He like Fabo.
I feel like he be on some smart shit, like not Fabo's not. No, but I feel like Waka be trying to be like, nah, man, get your shit right. He reminds me of like the hip hop Marshawn Lynch. I don't know why.
I feel like that was a bar. Somebody.
Yeah, that would work though. All right, no, but the clear ice. I gotta get this out.
Yeah,
so you go on Amazon and you buy one of those like Igloo brand, or they're like a cooler, but like the mini ones. It fit like a 6-pack. They're like $12 on Amazon. I was like, bet. You get one of those. It'll be there tomorrow. That's how dope Amazon is. It'll be at your house the next day. Shit, don't fuck around. Order it early. You might get it the same day.
You better be if you're the richest man on earth.
And it's going to be a time where the drones and shit is. I think almost everything will be able to get to your house day up.
Well, I got one, so let's do it.
But Amazon is still like 2 days, or it's like the next day.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you go on Amazon, you get this fucking, you get this cooler, then you fill it up with water like 80%, and then you take the top off. Top off. Then you put the whole thing in the freezer, right? And then you let it freeze for 25 hours. I don't know why 25, why 26. 25 hours is the number. Mm-hmm. So you got to get to it. Because if your ass forget, I've done this. I forgot. And then the whole thing froze and doesn't work. It has to be 25 hours. And I don't know the science behind this shit. Don't really care. Cares none, as they say.
As one would say.
But something to do with how it's freezing, and because it's insulated inside of I don't know, but it freezes like halfway. Yeah. So you take it out, 25 hours, and half of it's going to be clear as fuck. It's going to be a brick of clear ice, and the top half will be like, you ever put water in like a water tray, and you put it in the freezer, and you take it out way too early?
For sure.
So it's just got like the little crystals on top, but it's mostly water. That top part's like that.
Okay.
So then you gotta knock the water out, and then you and you knock fall like the fake ice. If that makes sense, it's not fake. You know what I mean? It ain't fake. It obviously ain't fake, but you know what I mean. It ain't the ice block of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I need the real shit. So then you knock that off, and then you take like a ice shaver. Or I took a serrated knife, the kind you cut bread with, and then you bop. You take a motherfucking mallet, so it'll be like a clear brick of ice, and then you just break that shit down into what you like, into pieces that's good for you.
Now you got a quarter key,
and then you. But that's how you make clear ice, because I know motherfuckers want to know. You never circle back about the clear ice.
Got you.
All right. So anyway, another thing I want to talk about. This is something serious.
All right.
I have a problem, and I wanted to talk about it on air. I love life. I do. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, in the mornings, when I'm waking up, I just don't want to just get up right away. Now, I know that's something that a lot of people go through, and I need to figure out. And I know you come off, at least, and then from what I know, you're like a go get it. You get up, and you also work the same hours, so I can't even use that as an excuse that because we work around the same hours.
Yeah, same industry, so.
So what's going on in my head that because what time do you get up?
Man, it depends.
Is it all over the place?
Sometimes 4, sometimes 6.
But always all this is mornings.
7. It's always gonna be before 7.
That's what I'm saying. My shit is going to always be after 7. 100%.
Yeah, my shit is always gonna be. But that's just me. Like I'm a night owl, but I'm also an early bird. You know.
That's what I'm saying. So when you sleep?
I mean, if I can get a wink in, I get a wink in. But I gotta let this mind do what it do.
But then you still have like and I want to do that too. But it's feel like I feel like I don't even have the energy.
No, but I sleep when I can. I do pump my naps in. When I do sleep, you know. But a lot of times I do notice that I'll go hard and then my body will just like, you need to go to sleep. So it'll just kind of die itself. And then I'll get a good ass round up of sleep. So
dang, I never even looked at like sleep.
Like your body
that.
gonna kind of do it on its own. You just gotta kind of go as much as you can. It's gonna die when it needs to. It's gonna be like sit your ass down when you really need to get some hog ass sleep. It's gonna get
your body gonna say, "Nigga, go get you some sleep." Yeah. I've been tired before. Like
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. When you get them, that's when.
But what about the initial get up?
Oh, the get up? I don't know. Well, first of all, I like that time of day. Like that like 4 to 7 time of day is just smooth to me. It's just cool.
See, I need to get on that level.
It's cool as fuck. It's like people ain't out, the sun ain't really up, and I'm also in the city too, and I be on a rooftop and shit, so it's kind of like a little like just vibe and shit. But I'm up, got my little hitter, got my weed, got my tea. You know what I'm saying? It's just a cool ass mellow vibe, you know. And I work on my music. I work on just my anything creative, my photography, videos, shit, the ideas, just trying to crank shit out. I like that. It's just very mellow and me time.
And like, you've been on that too for a while.
Yeah.
Do you personally remember a time where was like, damn, I gotta get up?
Nah, I'm pretty much ready.
That's what I'm saying. like I want to get to that so bad, and I've been.
I feel like you guys just if you got shit you got to do, you just tackle the shit you got to do. I don't know. It is.
First of all, it ain't just me. There's a lot of people
sure.
that deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
For
and
sure.
I want to talk about it because to let motherfuckers know that, hey. And I feel like I still get up better than most people.
Yeah.
But sure. I know there's different. There's even more levels. Because if I really was like, if I really wanted to get there and get to and follow my dreams, I should be up in that hour. Because that hour is like just free time.
Yeah, that hour is so personal because nobody's doing anything. It's just you.
It's like even if you wanted to go to the store, if let's say you had to go do something, there's a couple hours where you still can't even do it.
Yeah.
Like if you had to run to the store to get something. Mm-hmm. Between 6 and 7, especially in the industry, that means we have time. Some people got to get up and go to work at that time.
Right, for sure. I know, right? I understand you.
Right. But most people, especially in the restaurant industry, tend, unless you have a child or some shit, to wake up not in the 6, 7, or 8 hours. But you've claimed, you clearly proved that that's dumb.
Mm-hmm. No, I ain't gonna say it's
not
dumb.
Not dumb that you can't. Not
dumb.
It's like that you can't. But you prove that it's definitely this way that's possible to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
How many hours you think of sleep you get?
I mean, I think I get a good 8 or so.
What?
I probably get.
How's that possible? So do you go straight to the? That's probably what it is.
I probably like 6 to 8 or something like that.
All right, you get home from work at 10 o'clock. Let's just say.
That doesn't happen, but.
Okay, so what time do you average get home from work?
Let's say 11:30 or something.
So 11:30.
I'll stay a couple hours, 2, 3 out, 3.
When do you get to sleep by ish?
God, that depends, man.
Sometimes it could be. Sometimes it could be 4, 5.
No, I don't do those anymore.
Okay.
But that's when I was out like clubbing it up and stuff. Like I ain't had a 5. I never like being up when the sun is about to be up. Like I feel like you would be shit if you up.
Yeah, you was out. You was wilding.
Yeah, like, you wild hunters. You need to go to bed, boy.
I did that shit on my birthday. I stayed until 8.
Oh, happy belated, by the way. My bad.
No. Yeah, but I was definitely a piece of shit.
You took to 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
You nasty.
I went to my boy Steve's house for the Super Bowl because we went out the night before.
Right.
Then we went to the Super Bowl, or he had it at his crib, and for so I got at his crib at let's say 10. So I went to sleep at like 8 and got to his crib by like 10:30.
Right.
So I was hurting.
Yeah, you was out here.
So I just knocked out on his couch for like a good 2 hours. His kid Cash came in and said, "What's wrong with Uncle Silla?" They thought I was dead or something. Ended up waking up at like 12. Game don't start till 5 something. But I was like, I gotta force. I just can't be asleep on this nigga couch like this all day. Kind of asshole. Just
bum.
What kind of bum ass nigga just on the big black nigga on the couch? That's fucked up. Right. So I'm like, all right.
You're like, I can't.
Let me try to be a goddamn human being.
Is that what this whole thing is about?
No. Oh, so then I go sit up. No. No, this is. But it was just funny because. Okay, so I sat on my chair, and I was just dying for like 5 hours. And then but I was standing up just dead. And then at one point, Steve was like, "Hey, you look a little rough over there." So I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll be all right though."
Yeah, for 5 hours, huh?
Nah, and then I feel like right around game time, I got good. No, I got a little coffee. We got a little something to eat, so we was good.
Oh,
but I was hurting enough. But the getting up part. So I've been trying new things like with sleep, getting adequate sleep.
Yeah, that's important. That is important.
And then like what we do, and then the scrolling on the phone. So like, let's say I try to get into bed by 1 day. Let's say, I'm gonna go to sleep by 1, and I hop in my bed at 1 o'clock. I'm still bullshitting on my phone for like an hour.
Yeah,
it's like what I really need. If I was serious about this feeling, I need to do all the things that I kind of know that I need to do. Like put your phone on the other side of the room. Scrolling takes away about an hour and a half.
Yeah, but it's more than just scrolling.
No, it's way more.
I think you gotta have that mental calm down. And if you scrolling, your mind is obviously not mentally calm yet. You know what I mean? So I don't actually mind the scrolling because obviously you ain't ready to go to sleep yet. Like if you try to go to sleep, from my experience, if you try to go to sleep and you're not sleepy or your mind is not ready for it, it ain't gonna happen. I don't care if you're tired or want to go to sleep or anything.
Yeah, but the problem is that I still have to wake up in 4 hours to go to work. So it's like you need to try to find a way to go to sleep.
True. I think the way that works best for me is I try to make sure before I do something, I try to get a quick power one in. I try to get like even before I came to see you, I'm like, all right, let me try to get a couple hours in, hopefully, or something like that. That way I can get something powered real quick.
Was you off work today?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so yeah.
But I was able to get off. Well, obviously.
Boop bop shabow.
Yeah. Boop bop shabam.
Boop bop shabam. Boop bop shabow. Okay. So you said you was able to get here safely today.
Yeah.
Because you was off.
I was off.
No, how long you been off? Did you know you, or did you get off for today?
No, I was off already.
Oh, you already knew today.
That's
was
why
off.
I told you. Yeah, I already had.
Because you was like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you were off today.
Right.
Were you off the last 2? You had 3 days off?
Yeah, that's why I gave you those days.
Oh, you had 3 straight days off?
Yeah.
That's what I be needing, man. My job ain't even about that life. My job ain't about that life, man. These motherfuckers. And then I took but I did take off. I'm sitting there talking shit. I was actually off for 3 straight days. That's so fucked up. Why'd I say that? I was literally just off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But I actually I requested it off because it was my birthday.
Right.
Did you request these off? Did you just get a couple days off?
No, it's just
love. Yeah, man.
Catch me on the weekend right now.
So you pop off. You like weekends? You like working weekends? Because I personally,
I actually
don't
like working the weekdays.
Yeah, me
I like
too.
the crowds during the week.
Yeah, I do.
The crowds during the week, business clients and whatnot. So.
And they just, they know what they're doing.
Know what they doing, get in, get out. Just like I'm trying to do, get in, get out, get my money so I can go be creative.
Right, yeah. See, now I'm a little different about that, man. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe my upbringing. If I got to spend a lot of these hours with these people that I work with, my personal feeling is try to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like really try to, and then like maybe make them be part of your life because you gotta be with these people. And I don't like having like energy, and not that I haven't had bad energy in the past, but I really try to have good energy with everybody. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if you don't try to do that, it's kind of like a bad work environment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I try my hardest to be a very positive work environment.
Well, that's not a difference in me at all because if you ask anybody, I'm the most positive person you'll ever meet. So
I remember me.
That's not what I'm saying.
You
at all.
one of my no, hell, that's not what I'm saying. You're saying me and you're probably one of my favorite coworkers ever. Cause we be in that bitch singing Drake and shit.
Man, Drake was so hot that year.
And we was just, hey, do you remember? So you remember how many blacks we had at our job at one point? I feel like it's the most. It was like 8 of us.
We was out here living.
Let me tell you the story. What this lady said to me one day. This is real talk. So it's a busy Saturday night. It's me, you, Adam, Josh. Yeah, there was like literally 8. And in these parts, I don't know if people listening. Right. That's a lot for one location.
Especially in Naperville.
Especially in the whitest town. One of the whitest towns in the history of life. Then she calls it motherfucking Pleasantville. This motherfucker so goddamn white. It's cool. I've been living in this motherfucker for a minute.
Say all you like.
No, yeah. Not all my life.
I know. Go
Damn,
on.
You got me out here broken. No, but what the fuck we talking about? Circle back. What the fuck we talking about?
Sorry.
Oh, you fucked me up, nigga.
Sorry.
Damn.
We got a good one.
Yeah, you got. You know what? Maybe we can't be smoking no weed no more doing this shit. Maybe I can't.
It's over with.
But wait, you supposed to be listening.
You're right, but it happens. I mean, it happens. It's conversations. It's weed conversations. It's fun.
Okay. Oh, we never talked about different ways to try to get over that sleep thing. Because I definitely want to. I've been trying new things to get more of that up moment.
Yeah, for sure.
So the couple things I've been trying is do push-ups right when you first wake up, or do some type of extraneous activity. Now, now mind you, I read this, so it ain't like I just know this shit. I read this a bunch of times from different things. You would think that I don't even want to be up right now, and I'm up. Why in the fuck would I do 25 push-ups? How in the fuck would that give me some energy? That's what I would have thought. I'd be like, hell no. I don't even want to be up. What the fuck I'm going to do 25 push-ups? Something to do with our bodies is dope. That actually gets you up when you go in and exert some calories. Now your body, it like revs up and gets in that mode. Yeah. So that helps. Another thing you could do is try to wake up at the end of your sleep cycles. And supposedly, now I've been reading about this shit. Supposedly, they're 90 minutes ish, and they got apps and shit. I had downloaded this app, and it's like here's you breathing. It can tell when you're sleeping, when you're in deep REM.
Breathe.
So I feel like I was, and then it could tell you when you was in deep, and then it would like slowly wake you up. So it would say, what time do you want to be up by? And say 8:30. So it would say, we're going to get you up at around 7:40 if that's where your sleep cycle is. And it'll slowly wake you up. Mm-hmm. So then you're supposed to wake up like this. I can't tell if it worked or not.
How does it wake you up?
So it'll do like an alarm, but it'll do like a soft one. And then it'll do softer, and then it'll get you up like kind of gradually. Right. And then it'll get loud enough where you'll hear it, where it'll wake you up at the end of your cycle. Mm. Supposedly, that's how it works. I guess what happens is, here's what most people, listen, how about this? This is what happens to me. I'll wake up naturally almost every morning. Let's say 8:45. Mm-hmm. And I'll just wake up whether I got to piss or I'm just up. No. And I'll actually probably have enough energy. If I had to get up and do something, I'd be good at that moment. But what happened is I'll look at it and say, I don't have to be up yet. Like, I don't have to be up yet. Mm-hmm. So then I'll go back. So then you'll like force yourself back to sleep. Mm-hmm. But then you have to get up in like 30 minutes. So people set these like 5 minutes. So what happens is if you stop it in the middle of the sleep cycle, it's like you hit a brick wall. You actually lose energy. So you're better off having less sleep at the end of your cycle than having more sleep in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense. And I feel like that kind of can work. And I stopped using the app because it was like $30 a month. And I was like, damn. It was like a free trial or whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, all right. And I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I just know how to do it. You know, all right, I get it now. I get the math. But it's like, well, no, because that shit wakes you up. Mm-hmm. It might be worth the money, man, because I felt like I was getting up and I felt much better. They ain't paying me to say this shit. This is just, what I'm saying. Like, I ain't got no sponsorships yet, nothing like that. I will. We will one day, nigga. It's coming. But this shit, but it was $30. So I forgot what it's called. You can Google it. Anybody listen to this shit, and or you can go on the Play Store or the App Store, get one of these help you sleep meditation apps. Almost all of them got a free 30-day trial or some shit. So y'all can check that out and see what y'all feel. But I thought it worked. But I don't know if it was $30 worth, but I'm sitting here talking about it on the podcast. So it might be worth $30.
Right.
And then
way to promote it, shit.
And then what else was good about sleep that I read? Oh, and then stretching.
Yeah.
Like a good stretcher, not that little bullshit we all do. I'm talking about like going there and get on the motherfucker,
Yeah. I try to think about things that's less like of a remembrance thing for people.
What you mean?
So when you tell, like, let's say developing a routine to do something, it's like it seems like something task based to do. When you say let's get into it, like a stretching, let's get into some yoga type of shit, let's get into something. But what if somebody is not into that? You know what I mean? So I try to think about things like, I try to encourage people, like, even if you think about doing one of these, it ain't got to be even a full-on stretch, but this is something that people really aren't even doing.
So even just start. No, I'm talking about like, okay, this is a good point.
Just even about your day, just whenever. So I'm trying to think of, and this is, of course, it's different approaches to it, but I'm trying to think of ways. I've been trying to think about this type of stuff too, about myself, not necessarily for other people, but how can I, because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll say, I want to do something like stretch more because it's healthy, it's whatever. But then we'll do it for a couple of weeks, but then we'll stop.
Right.
We'll do it hard for a couple of weeks, but why not try to make it something that's just normal throughout your day? That way it's not something that you have to like consistently try to focus on doing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking like little by little type of intricate ways instead of like,
how do you get
I think it's just tough. Making these things about your life. Like, it's a lifestyle. All this shit is about lifestyle, man. That's what I'm noticing. Like, whatever you like, you just got to make it a part of your lifestyle, and that's how that shit just becomes.
Well, sometimes you do need a kickstart. So sometimes, like, for me personally, how about this?
Sometimes you do, but sometimes you can do it the way I'm saying too.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying there's different types of people out there. Like for me, in order for me to get some shit kickstart from what I have noticed in my life, if I try to find a way to incorporate it without going kind of vicious in the beginning, then I just want, it'll fade out for me personally. It'll just fizzle out. So that there's a type of person, and I'm that motherfucker who's like, fuck. If I'm gonna do something, I really gotta like boop bop shabop from the beginning to even have the enough initial power to overcome the part where you want to quit anything you want to do. Mm-hmm. So that's why I go so fucking heavy and hard. If I have a thought and I'm strong with it, boom. But if I kind of half-ass it, or not even half-ass it, but you try to make it, like if I try to find a way to just, maybe I can do it this way. Like it'll allow myself to cheat myself personally.
Allow yourself to cheat yourself.
Yeah, because I'll be like, well, no. I for instance, like, so eating is my thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's, the way I would say is you try to make it so it makes sense. Because obviously I don't want to just eat chicken and fucking rice every day forever.
Right.
So try to make it where you can figure out how to eat it where it's kind of like what you were saying, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. The problem is I can be like, oh, I like peanuts are cool, right? No, but it's nothing wrong with peanuts, but peanut butter. Oh, okay. And then all of a sudden, and I know it sounds crazy. Like, why would you? But that's where your brain goes when you have a fuck when you're really not into something. When you're really into something like that. Mm-hmm. So, for me, I gotta go whole turkey. I gotta go hard as fuck. So it's really, for me, I need to go like really big. I gotta like try to do like a 24, like a 30, like a month. Not do it. It's hard for me to bring it part of. So
with yours, you have to like set a challenge for yourself.
Yeah, yep.
So, right, and with mine, it has to be like, it just makes sense if you just create it as a lifestyle.
Yeah, see, and it's crazy. I love how there's two different thoughts of that.
Many different thoughts, way more than just two, probably.
Yeah, it's probably hundreds of them.
Yeah, and that kind of just works for me when I just kind of engulf it and just become it, and just kind of make it a part. Like I don't think life has to be super hard. You just kind of have to incorporate what's really what you want. Mm. Just incorporate, make that shit, make yourself you.
Right. I always say, what do I always say? Life is simple, but it ain't easy.
Right.
That's what I would say.
It's very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. And
it's like, okay, you especially now with the whole internet and shit, that makes it even. Well, how about this? At least in America, in our lifestyle, being where whatever we own, it's like you really don't have an excuse now. Like you can figure it's simple. Like all the options is there. Whatever you into, whatever you want to know about ever, you can go figure it out. Mm-hmm. Ever. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that you can't, at least someone hasn't already chimed on at least a little bit.
Right.
Which would be crazy. Do you think anything will ever be created like that way again? Or is there ever a new thing?
I don't think there was ever a new thing.
Will there ever be a new thing, or has everything been?
I don't think there.
It's more just
too soon,
it's
but
just
I don't
improvements,
think
right?
Thing.
It's just new versions.
I don't think there can ever be really a new thing.
I would argue with like communication. I feel like that'd be one thing that you can't, like Bluetooth was not even a thought at one time. So like there's going to be something like that, but it's still the same principle. You still try to transfer data.
The principle of it all. If you got something that's coming from the human mind, that's like you can't, like the original thought, the originality of all this shit is our brain. So you can't top that
at all.
Even if you think about a Bluetooth, that's still something that's development within hearing. Who needs something for hearing besides what we're doing? You know what I mean? So it's wild. Like I don't think it's crazy to think that though. Everything has a parent.
Yeah, it feels like that's what I'm saying. Will there ever be a new thing? I don't think so. I think it'll just be new versions of what the fuck's already going. Like for instance, I do believe. Here's what I believe. This is about to get real deep. It's about to get real deep.
We'll see what real deep is like. Come on.
So you know how Bluetooth is definitely a thing. Obviously, I can put it on my phone and some Bluetooth shit. I don't even know exactly, some rays or some shit. It'll go to your phone and it'll work, right? And I can control my shit on your phone or vice versa based on this array. That's something that was not there before we couldn't pick it up, right? Or any kind of radio. Like waves have always been there, but we just had to find ways to pick them up.
Right.
What if we just haven't picked up shit yet? What if we haven't created that one thing to pick up a new thing that's out right now?
No, that's exactly what's happening.
And I feel like
that's all this technology shit is. That's all evolution is. That's all, like everything. That's why I say I think nothing is kind of just new, or we just inventing new shit, because everything is already here. We just kind of have to find ways to finesse it, and that's what we've been doing since we've been here. So.
And I guess my point is I wonder how much more is there.
There's a lot more. As long as we're alive, there's a lot more.
There's probably so much shit that is around us that we just can't pick up.
That's why I was like, man, it's crazy because we came up when the internet first started, and I can't even imagine. Like, I'm so mad that it just started.
I know. Yeah.
I can't imagine how crazy this.
Because we're still in the infancy of it.
It just started. I had AOL. Like, welcome, you've got mail.
Yeah, remember those shits.
I know the exact dial.
Remember those chat rooms? You ever go on those chat rooms?
On that.
No. Like you R. Kelly and some shit. No, there was like. Oh no! It was like a chat room. You go in there and just talk to people. What you mean I'm out here? No,
I was on Mavis Beacon.
You was on blackpeoplemeet.com.
I was Ask Jeeves. No, I was too young for that. I was Ask Jeeves. I was asking Jeeves everything.
I asked Jeeves. Jeeves was my nigga. I fuck with Jeeves. Yeah.
How do you? You know what tripped me out a couple months ago? I was thinking about it was.
It's still a thing, I think.
No, I hope not. I hope because that business is going to shit if that's still a thing.
Google, hey, y'all need to quit. Google to tick y'all over.
Nobody asking Jeeves shit these days.
I would like to know when's the last time nigga asked Jeeves some shit.
Hey Google.
Hey Google. When was the last time someone asked Jeeves?
I'm not sure. I found some information for when did Ask Jeeves stop. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, Ask Jeeves launched in beta in mid-April 1997 and fully launched on June 1st, 1997. On September 18th, 2001, Ask Jeeves acquired Tioma for over $1.5 million. In July 2005, Ask Jeeves was acquired by IAC. In February 2006, Jeeves was removed from Ask Jeeves and the search engine rebranded to Ask.
Oh yeah. It did go to ask.com. It did. Yeah, I remember that.
Don't act like you do that.
I put it on everything I've loved. I put this on Steve. I remember.
Did you ever go to it? No, you was typing it ass.
I definitely asked. Bigass.com. I still click on bigass.com. Shit. I remember whitehouse.com was a porno site.
Whitehouse.com?
Yeah, so it was supposed to be like whitehouse.gov or edu or some shit. Wait. I'd be in. I swear to God, I'd be in 8th grade. We on, we had the little IMAX. It was them big ass IQ. Yeah. Hey, let's get it right. Let's go. Yeah, they were the big ass.
I forgot you was out here.
Yeah, I'm old, nigga. We're back in the tens.
No, I get it.
And so we would type in.
It was an iMac.
Not even fucking around. Just whitehouse.com.
Yeah.
Big fat ass titties. Big. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And we used to kept going back to that bitch.
I used to go to this website called Rotten.com.
Wait. I remember Rotten.com.
It was just nasty shit. It was people.
It was just
dumb shit. I don't know why I was watching it. It was like people's just brains blowing out. And
or like
people doing weird shit.
Like them niggas back in like Ethiopia cutting niggas' throats.
Yeah,
type shit.
Like early internet was interesting.
What was there was another name for one of those Faces of Death. Remember?
I think I remember.
Remember Faces of Death? That was fucked. There was that motherfucker got hit by a train.
Yeah.
What is it about people that like watching like carnage? It's like since back in the day, and you know more about that than Romans and shit, all that. Yeah. Like niggas like carnage sells. Niggas is not watching NASCAR.
Yeah.
For anything other than that was close. Yeah, that's true. They got real close. Not that you necessarily want to see it, but it's almost like
NFL.
You get the high from how close it was, and it could have been. You cannot tell me there's not a part of
Evil
people.
Knievel.
Right. People like seeing, oh, damn, this nigga about to try to do some crazy shit.
Bungee jumping.
And he could die? Huh.
Kobe.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't talked to you about it.
Yeah, we ain't talk about Kobe.
Yeah, well, my fault, because we talked about the last, but you and I ain't talked about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
No, because that's real shit, man. First of all, when did you find out?
Don't have to talk
my fault. Yeah, when did you find out?
I was taking my little power nap, like I do.
Power nap head ass.
And it was a text from one of my homegirls, like, "Did you see the news?" And I think
that's all. So she didn't tell you. She just said, "Did you see the news?"
I don't remember exactly. I was waking up, but I know it was her message, and then it was like an NBA app message, and it was some. I was like, and I don't even know what I thought it was a rumor at first. And I was just like, all right, let me type in Kobe's name real quick. And when I typed it in,
it was too many in a row.
No, this is what happened. This is what was weird. So when I typed it in, because it had just happened, I guess, or the news has just came out. So I typed it in and in my search engine, and it still had the night before when LeBron passed Kobe. So it said LeBron passes Kobe. So I'm thinking Kobe passed. Like,
oh,
he died.
damn. Okay.
So I'm thinking that, like, wait,
Oh,
is
that's probably what
that?
they
But
thought.
I'm seeing them shaking hands. I'm like, wait, but he passed him. I'm like, that shit ain't happened. They just saying like, cause he passed him.
And you're
I'm
half
like,
asleep too.
I'm like, it's probably right. I'm sleeping. I'm like,
You're
it's probably some
disoriented.
Illuminati shit. They talking about like LeBron passed Kobe. Now they trying to kill him
dumb
off
shit.
type
Right,
shit.
right.
But I'm like, but then I refreshed it and it was like Kobe dies in a helicopter. And
I was like, what the
and then
fuck?
I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, no
No,
way.
it can't be.
I was like, no way.
I was like, not Kobe. That don't make bro. That
I was telling Matt because it happened. Matt got on a podcast right like after it happened, like 2-3 days or some shit. And I'm like, bro, in my lifetime, and there was a couple big celebrity deaths that were vicious, but I was like, he might be the one that at least personally hit me the most.
yeah, I'd say so for me.
I know Michael Jackson was a big one, vicious, but I was kind of young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what year was that?
2010.
Michael Jackson died in 2010?
2009.
Hey, Google.
2009. I bet you.
When did Michael Jackson die?
2009.
Michael Jackson died on June 25th, 2009.
There you go. So,
I remember that.
So, and then Prince. Personally, I wasn't as strong in Prince.
No, those are different. These are, I think, okay.
Way different.
Let's just
I'm just saying this is just the biggest.
Even a drug-induced death. That's a different way of, that's like, additionally, that's on some Hollywood shit. You know, that is kind of like the Hollywood way of going out. Actually, helicopter is kind of Hollywood too. But
it's like it's super Hollywood. It's fucked up. It's just so fucked up. Too soon. Too soon.
I love Kobe. Fuck that, man. Y'all know what I mean, man.
With you. Yeah,
hey, that's our
Kobe
brother.
was so
Honestly, no, that's
totally
my brother. That's our own. No, that's ownership. Like he was super important to the culture. He was super important. I watched this man since I was a kid. I never liked the Lakers in my life because I was an Allen Iverson fan. Right. But he was like
who was also very transformative.
But I have a canvas in my apartment of Allen Iverson stepping over Tyronn Lue. Kobe is a part of that whole movement. Like I love basketball. He's a huge part of that. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think he even got. I think even after basketball, he became like this ambassador for like. And them whole Mamba mentality thing.
that thing.
I think that's to me that is more vicious than his basketball.
It's so crazy because when I remember, I always think of this about Kobe. Like, he's so wonderful up here, and I was always thinking like, man, the Mamba mentality shit that he's creating, and when he tells every player every year like they'll go to Kobe for advice, you could be MVP, you could do this, and they go and seek that shit. I was like, bro, when he dies, that shit gonna leave into the NBA and that's a legacy he's gonna leave on. Not knowing he about to die and, whenever, I'm like, God damn. I always knew he was leading up to this shit, though. I just didn't know it was going to be right now.
Well, so here's the thing. When you die, unfortunately, especially way premature like that, and especially that fucking tragic, and especially when you was as dope as you was, you're like you're transformed to an automatic legend. He was already like an icon, but now he's become something like so much even bigger than him now. That Mamba mentality is bigger than he kind of started, but it's bigger than him.
I think about that now. Like I wrote recently. It's so cool. I wrote on my next to my door when I go out in my apartment. I write something normally just to motivate myself before I walk out the door. So I wrote "Just Do It."
Oh, okay. We talked about that. Yeah, we did talk about that.
And recently, I was like, you know what? Fuck that. No. For the culture, shout out to Kobe. Mamba mentality. That's what I'm putting up there before I walk out my door every morning. Mamba mentality, and I want to keep that on because that's super important. I want that for the culture. That's super important. He left that one for us, for real.
And going back to like in the league, so somebody who taught him, like I feel like everyone who knew anything about him and knows how many people he inspired to be like to work harder and go after it. Like, you need to be on that now.
Yes, his whole mantra, his whole thing is like, your whole aura is Mamba mentality. Your whole aura is that dude go hard. Everybody who ever met you.
And accomplish it.
Like, that's your whole, like, everybody who's ever met you from now on, from this day till the rest of history is going to say, that man went super hard.
Super hard.
At whatever he did, he went super hard. It just so happened to be basketball was the representation.
But then his new shit, he was going super hard at it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And he was dope at it. I'm telling you, people. I really believe that people were thinking that what he was doing now was going to be even greater than what he was doing
no.
as a basketball.
It
And he was great as a basketball player.
Nah,
he was
gonna be
about to be on some
else.
epic shit.
Kobe was different,
man. And I could argue that he maybe still is because of his untimely death.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's crazy, man. I think about this shit. This Hollywood shit is crazy, bro. Like, this stuff is real.
Oh, hell yeah, this shit's real. This shit's real as fuck.
If that's not the Hollywood story, just think about this story, man. This dude comes from, like, Philly. Got a dad that plays in the league, grows up a little bit in Italy.
This back when the league wasn't even on nothing, so you can't even be like
ABA type shit, right. You know. But he moves to Italy, develops this cultural awareness and whatnot. Comes back, becomes a phenom, gets drafted out of high school, moves to
Laura Marion,
moves to Los Angeles. You know what I mean? This is this is more than just a city. This is a lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. Things about a lifestyle with a lot of these places, or a lot of just things in life. If you think about things as lifestyle, that creates the culture around you. So it's just crazy how things connect, is what I'm saying. And I can go further into that if you want me to.
Please go.
Okay, cool.
Fuck. I'm interested as fuck.
Okay, cool. So I'm just saying the connectivity of, this is what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, the connectivity of Kobe being drafted by the Lakers, going Hollywood lifestyle, right? Or just Hollywood and then having success, being himself and whatnot. Loving this, like, this aura of being in Los Angeles. Doing the Calabasas lifestyle. Raising the family there. Doing the right thing, taking your daughters to her practices and whatnot. Going about it in a way in which you can get there a helicopter because you're Kobe. You know what I mean? Your shit goes down, like the transition of life and how that shit happens.
It's
how you
so
don't know
yeah,
somebody's
it's a
story,
movie
but like
as fuck.
if that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. If that makes sense.
Now, that part I don't get what you mean by that.
If that story doesn't transition into like into the point where he's in the helicopter, if like, I wish I can word this right. How it's just a story how it happens in Calabasas, in Hollywood, and if you just look at the history of like celebrity in Hollywood and just the city and the deaths and
Were you trying to say that how he died and then his story leading up to that is extremely Hollywood? It could be a fucking movie.
Yeah, what I'm saying is it's such a movie. It's such a something that we live by. It's a representation of life, of what we, America, aspires to. Like that, the dramatization of what that looks like. Just if you think about it,
and it's it almost like an exaggeration. It's so like it's movie like.
But he wanted it. His Mamba mentality wanted it. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. When you have a mentality like this go-getter shit, this shit is super hard. But like you go so hard. I put it like this: Kobe went so hard to where he was able to afford a helicopter.
Right, that's how you know you're going hard. Right.
I related to that because I can't afford a fucking helicopter, but I've been in 3 helicopters before.
Right.
But because I go hard, I could die in a helicopter. So whether I'm Kobe or I'm a regular person, I can die anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's like when you live in this lifestyle or just a life in general, shit can happen. You know, and
for all of us.
Yeah.
Don't matter what you own.
It don't matter. So that I didn't really take the Kobe shit like you gotta kind of do. I already kind of have a different motivation, so I kind of didn't have to need that necessarily. It's just kind of like made me take a step back.
I think it made a lot of people take it. It made me take a step back.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Right? And what I got from
and
it,
his daughter, and
that's what made the shit like really fucked up.
Like he's did his thing, but you know he's just trying to help her do her thing.
Right. Did you hear there was a rule that Vanessa and Kobe had that they would never take the helicopter together in case that happened, which is hella smart. Mm-hmm. And it's just hella smart, right? This shit worked like a motherfucker. Because imagine if them niggas was on there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
They'd have been fucked up. So
for sure.
The way I took that whole thing was, and my bad for anyone who already heard this, but like I said, D-Eric ain't been here. Like kind of what you just said. It could have been you tonight coming here. Mm-hmm. It could be me going to work tomorrow. Right. It could be anybody at any time. That made me say. It just made me want to appreciate the moment
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the next one, you just don't know.
The next moment.
You just don't. It could be a bomb or some shit. Yeah. Like it could literally be a bomb from Iraq or some shit.
I was thinking about my body. Like, you gonna be all right in the next 10 seconds?
You know what I'm saying? And then we just don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know. Now the odds say, you know, that you probably be all right. Especially, you know, you could probably prolong your shit till about this long. So, but at the end of the day, you truly don't know your demise.
Right.
You don't know.
You don't know.
So it just made me appreciate and a couple of little, and I try my hardest to be such a good dude and try to be open-minded and put up with people that might bother me, but I'll just put up with it, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know this person, you know what I'm saying? But the few that I thought I just can't get over this, made me get that Kobe shit made me get over those. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what are you doing? Talking to myself, you know, like, what are you doing? What are you salty? Like, what are you really salty about? Mm-hmm. You know, and then like, and I'm sure a lot of people go through that. And I go through that shit too. And that Kobe shit, it was like all that shit went away. Like, and I felt like really open to like everyone because I just trusted the moment. Not trusted, but I'm like, I valued that moment so much more.
See, and that's what I want people to realize about kind of the way in which I think about it is, I've seen this shit before. Like 9/11 fucking happened. I remember that. I remember when people was kumbaya and shit. So that's why I say it's when we have this
9/11 was probably a little bigger though.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's still principle. A kumbaya moment. You know what I mean? Right. But what I'm saying is we always have these power moments where we just gotta like, okay, shit just gotta happen and we gotta feel good about it now, but then shit wears off. That's why I say shit gotta be about a lifestyle. Shit gotta be really ingrained in your brain. You know, and that's kind of the way I try to approach every single thing. So even that's why I say the Kobe shit didn't really necessarily make me feel like I gotta be working on that shit already. You gotta be ready for this shit, you know?
Yeah, like see the problem I have with that is
talk to me.
Is I be knowing things, but then sometimes I need to hear from again another time to like reacclimate myself to something that you kind of already know. Yeah. So for me, it's easy to stray from thoughts. Maybe because they weren't authentically original in the beginning because I'm trying to break old habits.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. I think we're dependent on the wrong shit to get ourselves together.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on Kobe's demise to get your shit together.
But if it naturally happened, I can't help that. I didn't depend on it.
But what I'm saying is that maybe that's not the most healthy way people are trying to do it because it seems like it just wears off. So maybe people need to go about it a whole different way. Or thinking maybe it needs to be a more personal thing. It shouldn't have to be something tragic got to happen for me to get my shit together. You know, maybe that's the thing that
if anybody thinks that, if anybody thinks I need some tragic shit to happen, in order for me to,
but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's not that people think it; they don't know that they think it, but that's the thing that happens. That's what makes people get their shit together for a little bit. That's what I'm saying. People, a lot of times most of the times we're doing shit and we don't really understand what we're doing. We just do it naturally. We think, and it's a lot of times it's just thought. A lot of our thoughts is just natural and we don't think about it. That's why a lot of times we don't understand shit, but it takes somebody else to tell us something about ourselves. Sure. You know, so, yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
No, but my point is that it just naturally happened that some shocking shit happened to Kobe. Yeah. And the fact that his Mamba mentality will end up being his ultimate legend, his icon.
I love that.
But at the moment, I was thinking, damn, Kobe? As in, like, it don't matter how successful or wealthy or whatever the fuck you're doing, it can happen to anybody.
That's why I was like, that's why I was stumped. Like, okay, well.
So when that moment happened, and my first thought was that, then it made me say, oh shit, but fuck the success. Like, now his moments are gone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? His moments are right before, not even bring this shit up, but leading up into the mountain, he's probably holding his girl, you know what I'm saying? And he sees these moments about to go off, and these are his last moments. I bet you he treasured, if he was in a situation where he could see it coming, and he was like...
Hopefully not.
Because hopefully not. Hopefully it happened like that. Yeah. That'd be the best. Yeah. Let's say he did, because supposedly he was found holding his daughter. Like that's what I read that.
I don't believe that.
It could be very Hollywood.
That's some Hollywood.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. Come on, see, that's what people be fucking with.
But it could be.
You can't tell me a plane blew up and this nigga was holding.
Well, a helicopter's different from a plane. I feel like the way a helicopter was, I feel like you can probably. I can see it.
No,
you can't even physically.
Bro,
you can't fathom it.
No,
I can fathom
it. It blew up.
It blew up, but you can still like if you held and you got the leotards on.
I'm gonna say if you thousands of feet in the air and you falling, free falling.
I'm sure it's fucked up. I'm sure the odds are very low.
You might not. Okay, I highly disagree. Matter of fact, because the people who were jumping out of the buildings during 9/11, they were found just splatted.
But I feel like that's a little different because you got the inertia coming down.
That's a free fall.
Yeah, but you're inside and you got seatbelts and shit on. It could be a little different from the free fall. And then
the bomb goes off.
No, again. Wait, I think you're right. Hold on, I think you're right.
No, you
99. But
Chris.
Well, I question everything. You already know who I am. I question even the things that don't seem logical.
Yeah.
Things that are logical, I question. So I'm questioning everything.
For sure.
Anyways, let's just say. For the sake of argument, that he had a few moments to see, like, all right, baby girl, don't worry, we're gonna be good. She's probably scared as fuck.
From like they said, just to cut you off real quick, remember that though. They said from problem to ground, it was 15 seconds.
Which is so I'm glad you said that. Because let's just say
if that's enough time to get your baby girl.
But let's just say for the Hollywood story. Let's say this is too soon.
I hate this shit.
The Hollywood story. He had 15 seconds to just deal with that moment and to see his ultimate demise coming. And then now, my point is, I promise you, if that is how it happened, he valued those 15 seconds more than he's probably ever valued any moment in his life. Yeah. And I think that is what I got most from his. It's like, holy shit, I'm probably not nearly valuing how he valued those 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I still don't. Even knowing that I know this, it's like, then I'll wake up in the morning realizing that this life shit can't end, and I still don't get the fuck up. And you still force yourself back to sleep until you have to go to work. The fuck is that when you know you got dreams? You know you got shit to do. So I'm saying, but it's not just me.
For sure.
And I think
I know it's not just you.
And I know, and the reason I put my shit out there is because I feel here's what I like about me. Here's what I like about me. I'm willing to put my shit out there because I know someone else will say, damn, I fuck with that too. Or I feel those things too. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to keep, personally, Chris Campbell is going to keep trying to beat my own shit. And when I put it out there, other people are inspired by it. Even if just one. Mm-hmm. I feel like, and then once I have, been told this in my life hundreds and hundreds of times, I would feel like an asshole. I would feel like, as a human personally, if I didn't continue this path of helping, by just helping myself be the best me and putting it out. Mm-hmm. Because that is my way of helping this world. Yeah. Leaving this world a better place, right? Yeah. If I just said, fuck it, Caresnone, that, I don't know, to me, that'd be like one of the most biggest piece of shit moves of all time. I can't do that personally.
Who's doing it? You saying I'm doing it?
No, I'm talking about you, nigga. I'm talking about you, nigga. It ain't about you, nigga. It's about me for a split second. No, but what I'm saying is that's why I do what I do, because and that's why I put my shit out there and my problems, and the fact that it's hard for me to wake up some days, and it's like if you're going through that, because somebody asked me that. That's kind of why I brought this up. Somebody kind of asked me like how do you keep the motivation going? And that's why I told you I want to talk about the motivation. Let's talk about it. It ain't easy for a lot of us. See, talking to you, it comes off as if it is easy, and maybe to you it is easy, but for some of us who are behind the 8 ball, it's tough.
I think that's what I'm trying to express is that it's okay. You keep saying it's not easy, but what I'm trying to say is you're not thinking about it probably the right way.
No, I guarantee I'm not.
That's what my mentality is. That's why I like myself.
But is there a right or wrong way?
No, it's a wrong way for you if it's not working.
I would argue that my way for me is working better than any other way has ever worked, and definitely probably better than most people's ways, because I'm actually going after it way harder than most. I'm talking about my next level, because I kind of go hard after my shit,
right?
Kind of vicious, actually.
Right, but what I'm saying, if it's not working, if something is not working for you,
to me, it's something's not working with me to the point that I believe that there's some internal shit in my head.
Right.
And what helps me is by putting it out, talking about it, asking questions, getting different perspectives,
right,
figuring it out. And then maybe that one time, that one person, that one podcast, that one smoke I had with D'Eric clicked. Mm-hmm. And that's happened to me in my past. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do this. I'm like, oh, if I'm just open about my shit, some motherfucker who I encounter, you know, somehow, maybe on accident, maybe it's a YouTube channel, I don't know. It could be some motherfucker who I met at work because I served him. He said some profound thing to me and like, oh, and then shit'll it'll click. Mm-hmm. So the thing I'm just working on now is getting my ass up. Mm-hmm. to circle back around, I'm just trying. Like, I don't understand that tiredness now. Is it more actual physically being tired, or is it more you ain't hustling? You know, and I'm trying to battle that demon inside.
And that's, I think, to circle back. That's what I'm saying. It's a mental thing, and that's what I try to push. It's like it's something where you just gotta. It's the motivation in you. It's just to do it, just do it. You have.
So you don't think it could physically be tired?
I think there's a lot of. I think this is what I think sometimes. I think there's a lot of ways in which there's a lot of products that people try to sell you to try to help you.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. Most of it, probably. Unless you got some real sleep shit going on.
What I'm saying is, there's a lot of this is a capitalistic economy, and there's a lot of people that's gonna try to sell you a lot of bullshit. When a lot of times you just need to get yourself together. It ain't about these sleep apps and shit like that. Sometimes it's about getting your mind right and just telling yourself.
I agree.
Like training your brain, like become a better fucking person. You know, if you want to be better, just try to be. But
sometimes those apps help people get to that.
That's true too.
Because those apps shit has gotten me to that.
Do what you need to do. If that's the case, then do what you need to do. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. My approach, what you're asking me, what works for me, that's what I'm saying. It's getting my shit together, like training myself. Without any technology, without anything, I'm the technology. This is the technology right here. This is gonna help me first and foremost before anything, before any other person. You know what I mean?
So how would you work on? So when I mentioned the technology, the reason I mentioned that app is just ways to help people who can't figure it out on their own.
For sure.
I agree that sometimes you got to kind of figure that shit out. As a matter of fact, almost like 99% of the time, I believe most of people's shit is in your head. Mm-hmm. I believe that. We got to figure our head shit out. Mm-hmm. The trick is, because our brains are the true technology, is deciphering your brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Because to me, it's like your brain's got this passcode, and you're trying to unlock it, and then the more you the more you figure shit out, that you chipped away some of that password, but you still got, and the more you chip away, the more there's more. At least for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, oh, damn, you finally on stage 18. You're on 18 of unleveling your brain.
And it's unlimited.
And then you're like, oh, shit. Well, you don't know if it's unlimited. You just figure, well, you know it for physically it's unlimited. But it feels like, okay, I'm working towards something.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get to that, and then, oh, okay, you're working towards something. And then that shit don't stop. So life just don't stop until it stops.
Right.
You know, going to that COVID shit.
Yeah.
And we don't even know what really happens when it stops.
Right.
I mean, you don't really know.
Right, absolutely. It's just a life lived, man. That's kind of what I got out of it. Like, it's but I think that's the thing I got out of it too. He lived a full ass life within it, you know? And that kind of gave me comfort. But then, like I said, I'm a realist. There's other people on the fucking plane. I know. I can't. That's the thing. It's like, okay, hands up, like,
yeah, what the fuck?
Because I don't think about shit like just Kobe. You know what I mean?
It was the whole people.
I don't think about it like that. Like, these are humans at the end of the day, and this is just an example because there's people that die.
Hey, what is it? 5 degrees of separation? Is that what they call it? I bet you somehow we're connected to all them niggas on there.
Yeah,
within 5 degrees.
Yeah.
Is it 5 degrees separation?
I mean, I've never really gotten into it, but yeah, that's
you ever
what
heard
it's called.
The 5 degrees separation?
Mm-hmm.
I guess supposedly that we're. Hey, Google, what is 5 degrees of separation?
On the website whatis.techtarget.com, they say 6 degrees of separation is the theory that any person on the planet can be connected to any other person on the planet through a chain of acquaintances that has no more than 5 intermediaries.
Yeah. So
what
saying
about
like
the people who've been undiscovered?
Oh, so do you think we have 6 degree? Yeah, nope, that's impossible. It wouldn't work if they have
ass on no shit.
No, well, no, it's a theory. He claimed it was a theory. The first thing
First
he goes
of all,
was,
we need to put some respect on the concept of what a theory is. I think we got this shit wrong.
What you mean?
I think people think of theory wrong.
It's just like, all right, this is what it makes sense to me.
No,
I
that's
did the
not
studies.
What a theory is. That's not what a theory is.
All right, so,
go ahead. Go ahead. You can ask Google if you want to.
Hey, Google, what is a theory?
Here's the definition of theory. A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained.
I don't know what the fuck that means. But I'm going to tell you what a theory is.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad, Jeeves. Call your ass Jeeves. On today's show with Ask Jeeves.
Sorry, I'm bringing it back.
Okay.
So, a theory is basically like something that's proven, or I'll say this, something that's proven true, or something that's true until proven not true.
That makes sense.
It's not just your opinion. That's not a fucking theory. So
no, definitely not opinion. It's definitely not opinion. It's not nothing to do with opinion. You know what I mean? It's definitely science and science then figure some shit out. They say, hey, we all getting together, say this make the most sense, right? Niggas saying, yeah, we fuck with that.
Now that doesn't mean that it's true. That means that it's a theory.
Like the Big Bang theory. Like,
right. It's like it's the truest thing that we know until you can prove otherwise. But that doesn't mean like you can't falsify it. I mean, that doesn't leave room for you not to be able to. They're just saying, like, right now, nobody's falsified it. So, it's true.
Well, isn't religion a theory?
Yeah.
And a lot of motherfuckers, like, believe that shit.
Yeah, nobody falsified. I mean, you can't.
I just feel bad. I just feel like, not even bad. A theory. I don't have theology. So, like, I have my different theories. I have a 1,000 of them. You know what I'm saying? How what I believe, but I don't believe.
It's like. And that's a good point too, actually, because maybe a theory is an opinion only, but maybe no, because there's theories where they got some science and go back in time. I believe there's more science in the Big Bang Theory than my theory of eating donuts. So maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because I can have a dumbass theory here. Hey man, every time you eat 4 donuts, you fart 6 times. Technically, that's a theory. Nigga. Or you'd be like, the Big Bang Theory. 2 very different theories. One ain't got no science and the one got Chris Campbell science. Right. You got that bad.
Anyways, nigga. All right, nigga. 1:16:52. How fast was it?
It was slow motion for me.
Right? Oh, it's slow motion. Slow motion for me. All right, we gonna get out of here, man. Hey, man, plug your shit. Plug your Instagram.
Oh, yes. Plug my shit.
Plug your shit.
Yes. Deeric.tv. That's DE3RIC.tv. Check me out. Support. I have an album out too. I Just Care About the Sound. Available on all platforms. Deeric, y'all. Get at me.
And y'all can follow me at Chris Caresnone. One word.
Yeah.
Oh, the videos. I'm trying to figure this shit out. There's like a whole program. There's Adobe Premiere Pro. This is like the shit they be using on HBO and shit. I'm like, I didn't realize that. Yeah. So I had to get out there. I had to learn all. I have to relearn everything. Like I was telling you off air. So it's coming. It might take a little time. I'm recording this shit. I got it. I just have to learn how to do it.
Because we got to get it.
I'm on it. I'm going to get up in the morning earlier than motherfucking whatever.
Mamba mentality.
You know what I'm saying? You got to.
Mamba mentality about it.
I have to. At least get an hour.
Approach is like Mamba mentality. If you're thinking lazily.
Mamba mentality. Mamba. Wait, I feel like saying panda.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways.
Oh, by the way, got to plug my brand now. Starting a new brand, by the way, called Pretty Cool Apes as well. So you'll see more branding on the show with that one.
Oh, yeah. We already talked about that shit was dope. We talked about that last time.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, just like
that's dope.
Plug it again, baby.
Right,
plug it in.
Oh, and as always, cheers done.
Yeah.
Here's